This is Shahar El-Ghazi's Too Fast, Too Furious R34 Skyline from the movie. Talk about these shoes, Shahar. I know you got a car here, but I think we should really talk about these shoes. So let's talk about your R34, because obviously we've done some recreations of movie vehicles here ourselves with our own twist on them.
Right.
Now this is more of a period correct,
right,
Too Fast, Too Furious movie replica, right? Is that how you would call it?
Yes, this one I'm trying to do it as accurate as possible to the movie, and same with my rest of my cars. I mean, exterior wise, I think it's like almost at 100% down to the very last detail of airbrushing the actual vinyl to fade into the front of the car, which a lot of people don't do, and that's actually how they did it in the movies. You remember?
I remember it being like that, and I did hear Evan when he came in, he mentioned he didn't realize it was like that. So I think a lot of people either took it as shadows or like the lighting was bad for that particular shot that they saw, but it actually was like this.
Kind of the same, and it's kind of been like that with every Fast and Furious car that we do or we see. Is like every time the livery goes on, you're like,
oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I didn't notice this or that. Or like seeing this is not how I remember the movie car from watching the movie.
But you just assumed it was lighting, right?
Yeah. No, I didn't even notice that it had any differentiations at all, because the race scene's at night, so you don't really notice. That's probably the toys that solidify it, because if you notice the Skyline on his dashboard,
the toys are completely wrong.
It doesn't have the fade on it at all.
As we found, the toys are wildly inaccurate. But what I did like about some of the stuff that they did in the second movie was they actually used authentic Japanese tuning company parts. You've got Veilside on the FD. This car you have C West,
right.
E West,
right.
And one of my favorite pieces of this car is the rear wing, which
HRVs.
as HRV wheels. They actually stepped it up. I feel like for the second movie, it's almost like they had a bigger budget. The kit, in this one in particular, didn't age as well as some of the other stuff.
I would say this aged better than a lot of the other movies.
A lot of the other movie cars, yeah. But this wasn't the C West kit to have for an R34. This was like, in my opinion, they had two kits. I think the other one was a little bit more stylish.
Okay.
But this one was a little more outlandish, more roundy, more cartoony looking, and I think it fit for the movie perfectly.
I think it makes the car looks wider also. Like the side skirts come out so much in the rear bumper, it's crazy. Like the wheels are GTR spec, and it's still like, I feel like it needs like,
in a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, it's a C West body kit. This is a used body kit that my buddy Elshad helped me get from Russia. It was a freaking mission. You know, the body kit was maybe like $2,000, and the shipping was probably $7,000. Insane.
Does C West still make this kit?
C West make this kit,
to order, right?
So I got this car in 2020, just when COVID started and everybody shut down. So there was no way to get anything. We got a used body kit, and it was a mission to get it to Canada. I bought this car in Canada in 2020. We're working with nitrous supply to do the nitrous purging system. So we got the movie accurate front sprayer for the intercooler.
Yeah.
Back then they worked with NX, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Nitrous Express, yeah.
Exactly. Wheels are a crazy story.
Hold on.
Okay.
Before we get into the wheels, one thing that this car was famous for in the movie was the nitrous purge. When he pulls up to the race, there's a little purge tube that comes out the side of that there.
It's gonna have it.
I don't see it here.
It's just a matter of time.
He doesn't have it yet.
Don't worry about it.
That's the first thing I looked for.
I'll come by to your house 8 a.m. when you're coming out, and I'll spray it straight to your.
I think you should get. I think you should get the parts to do it. Bring it here, and we should help you install.
We already have the parts. So, like I said, we're working with nitrous supply, and I already got the solenoids. I got everything. I got everything. Yeah. It's gonna have a functional system.
So that makes me happy, because this car needs to have that purge. That's what it was famous for. But let's talk about these wheels, because I know there's a story behind these. HREs are near and dear to my heart, but tell us how you found these wheels, or what you did.
I'm actually a fan of HREs for as long as I can remember myself, and I always liked their wheels. What disappointed me the most, I went into their facility, and the ironic thing is that you can walk in and they can offer you to create your own design, and they're gonna make it from scratch for you. And as I'm walking in and they're giving me the tour and they're saying that, and I'm like, yeah, this is exactly what I need. This is what I'm here for. I just want you to take this old design that you already have and make it. And they're like, no, we're not gonna do it. I'm like, why? So These wheels were so hard to find and so hard to get by that it's like insane. In the last 5 years that I've been building, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 of these cars, and I'm keeping an eye out for those wheels, I've never found one. I did found a guy that lent us a wheel so we can 3D scan the face. And then we had to custom make this wheel from scratch.
So I can tell you, the people that work inside of Atria are very proud folks, and they pride themselves on making the finest wheels that they possibly can.
Right.
I think my guess to why they wouldn't recreate this wheel for you is because this isn't something that they would currently make today.
Right.
Like this is very, if you notice this amount of material and stuff here that hasn't been pocketed or clearanced or lightened, like this is a very rudimentary wheel.
Right.
But for that era, this was what they were creating, and now they've surpassed that level, and I think they don't want to take a step back. That's my opinion. I don't know if that's true.
For me, the wheels are super important with any replica I'm making, and in some of the cases, the wheels actually dictate the car I was building. So Martin and I, the guy in Canada that did this whole thing with me, he actually contacted a wheel company overseas, and we actually worked with them for probably like 6 or 7 months. He went back and forth with them, and they sent him samples and everything, and we made it exactly to a GTR spec to make sure the offset is great, the lips, everything, barrels, everything is like 100%.
You're going to show us later, but you have picture proof of the actual wheel from the movie cars that you're able, like close-ups, that you're able to send to have these.
Right.
Basically, if you didn't know these weren't real HREs, you probably wouldn't know, right?
Right. So. And we actually 3D scanned an authentic HRE. Like somebody gave us a face to do the actual scan, so that was a huge shortcut as well. From that point on, it's just a lips and barrels.
It just wasn't manufactured in their facility, but it's as close as you could get to the actual thing. Really cool story, and that's what I love about these recreations is like digging in deep into your past and how you went about building these, because we know how hard it is to find parts for these cars, especially they're 20, 25 years old already now, or whatever it is. Not, I guess it's 20 years old.
And this one started its life as a 98 Skyline GTT.
Yeah.
So the slimmer quarter panels, different hood, different fenders, different everything.
So maybe you can give us some insight on these cars. Because I'm friends with Sean Morris, who was involved in acquiring these cars for the movie set. He told me at one point in time, I don't know if it's 100% accurate or not, but only one of the cars, the hero car, was actually a GTR.
So
the rest of the cars were GTTs.
So that's actually wrong from what I know, from what Craig Lieberman was sharing with me. For the second movie, they actually used all GTRs. So all the cars in the second movie was GTRs. For the Fast 4 movie, they had the hero car as a GTR. The rest of them was GTTs.
Ah, okay.
And you can clearly see that because the cluster is different.
Yeah.
And when you have all those scenes, sometimes they show the cluster and you can clearly see a GTT cluster and not a GTR and stuff like that. But in Too Fast, Too Furious, I believe all of them were
GTRs.
True GTRs.
Oh, wow. So knowing that you started with the GTT, you had to widen these rear arches.
Correct. This car, we did it fairly fast. It's funny because I had it for 4 years, and then we got the call from the cool gentlemen in Liquid Moly requesting to bring the car for SEMA.
Oh, wow.
And the car was like completely stuck, and it was like a month away, and they're like, will you make it? I'm like, sure. No problem.
We've all been there before.
The car will be there, yeah.
Hey, Quinn?
Too many times.
They're like,
too many times.
Rob from the marketing team, is the car ready? Yes, it's
ready
ready to start working on. So I called.
Did you use steel?
No, we actually used fiberglass. Okay. So I called Martin. That was like our best bet as far as the timeline, because to get the steel quarter panels from Nismo was such a hard.
It's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, so we went with fiberglass.
And it's very expensive.
Correct. We went with fiberglass. We got the GTR masks. We actually went to the local Nissan dealership in Canada, and we bought all the OEM stuff for the hood conversion, because you need the front, you need the hinges, the gas cap. A bunch of stuff we needed, and we just started working on it. Fenders, we got everything down to the T.
I can tell you guys, I know you were in a rush, you say, but you can. I would have thought these were steel. Yeah. I thought you did a steel replacement because it
looks really nice.
It's done well, and
the car was white. We painted it the correct color. It's a House of Color PBC 42 silver. that they had. A lot of people, some people think it's the Sonic Silver, some people think it's the KR4, but it's not.
That was going to be a question I asked you, is because this color the blue looks very Bayside bluey.
Correct.
So I was wondering if the car started life as a Bayside blue car and was sprayed House of Color silver, and this was left behind, or if it was a full respray.
No, it's a full respray. So the cars.
Not your car in particular.
No, back then in the movie they just got random 5 or 6 cars.
Okay.
Craig's car was even black, you know, and they just they sprayed it House of Color. They worked back then with House of Color, so majority of the cars were those color brands. It's like I landed there a week or 2 weeks before SEMA. I landed in Canada. The car was like bone stock. I got there at 4 p.m. By midnight, the whole car was apart. We took off the doors, the fenders, the hood, the trunk, everything. We rented a local spray booth in someone's backyard, which was insanely nice. His buddy Mike, and we just started working on the car.
Wow.
By the end of day 2, we realized just the 2 of us not gonna make it. So Mike pitched in and started helping us working on the car.
Oh my
So you're talking about 2 or 3 people, which I have zero knowledge with painting a car or primering a car or you know.
You do now.
I do now. So Martin did the painting and everything. I helped with some priming, I helped with sanding, I helped with all that stuff, and disassembling and assembling. That's why half of the stuff is broken on it, because I broke it.
That happens. This stuff's old. But I see Quinn eyeballing this wing over here.
This wing, dude, I love this.
Yeah.
So like it looked cool in the movie, but actually seeing this setup in person, I like it way more.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it had.
This
like
is my favorite
integrated
part of the
base
car,
plate. Like
actually.
it looks so cool, and this is all carbon.
This wing is so crazy. In my 4 years of gathering parts for this car, I contacted C-West like 5 times to order the wing, and every time I got the same answer: we have no ETA for you. You can put an order, you'll get it now, you'll get it in 6 months, you'll get it whatever. Now this is a custom size. They have sizes from 1400 to 1700 millimeters, and the movie was 1550 millimeters. So you have to request them to make it. I wasn't even thinking about it when I was like, yeah, sure, liquid moly, we're gonna make it in time. And I was like, when we finished the car, we're in the spray booth, the car is complete. I turned on the car and I started driving to LA from the spray booth. The paint is probably like 5 minutes old.
Typical SEMA build.
And as I'm driving, I'm like, hey, you know what? I don't have a wing. What am I gonna do with the wing? Funny enough, I remembered that Daryl with Just Driven were planning on doing this car, and I remember they already acquired the car, they acquired the body kit, they acquired the wing. And after I got to LA, I picked up the phone and I'm like, hey Daryl, would you help us out with lending us the wing or buying the wing from you? Because I know you're not planning on doing this car just now. You probably has like 6 months out. And he was so helpful and so understanding, and came up my way and he's like, Sean, come by, you know, Shahar, just come by and pick up the wing. I paid him for it, and that's how I got to SEMA. With his help, with Daryl's help, it was the last piece of the puzzle.
I met him very briefly at a Grady open house last year. He seems like a really nice guy.
We were supposed to drop off the car on Monday for SEMA, because you have to get it the day before.
Yeah.
I got home on a Friday. After we did this car in 5 days, on a Friday, I got home at 6 p.m. My buddy Elshad came by, started detailing the car and starting to like slightly buff it so we can do the decals. The next day, he already went to LRG Wraps and we did the decals.
Wow.
And he's like, I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. The paint is a day old. I'm like, just do it. Don't worry about it.
Stick it on.
And he was like so afraid to put the decals on, but he did an amazing job.
I can't blame him. And that is nerve-wracking.
I keep doing it to him, you know. My Durango, I had a slight fender bender in the back, and I came by and I'm like, hey, I just need the rear stripes in it. And I'm like, how long did you paint it? Oh, I just came from the spray booth.
Oh my God. One of the things I love about you, Shahar, is you build a replica car, but you're not about faking the funk. And I see you put a GTT badge on the back.
Yeah.
The GTR community will thank you for that.
I'm not here to claim something it's not. And for me, like, I don't want anybody to get offended by it, but with me, if it's not it, it's not it. And I'm proud of what it is, you know?
You should be.
And for me, I'm a born project manager, and every one of my cars starts with an Excel file and a budget and an overhead and everything. For me, even though in 2020 GTRs were fairly cheap, I think back then when I bought
under 100.
when I bought my 2 R34s, they were cheaper than buying one, which was like around the 60,000 or 55,000.
Oh, you're saying the GTTs were much cheaper than the GTR back then.
2.
Yeah.
In 2020,
the GTTs have actually spiked, right?
yeah, I bought 2 in 2020 for less than what one GTR would cost back then. But for me back then, I was like, why would I start with a base that's so high and destroy a GTR completely? Because if I'm starting with a GTR to do this project, I'm gonna trash the wing, trash the bumpers, trash the side skirts, trash the wheels, trash the interior, trash the steering wheel, trash everything, paint it a non-GTR color. It didn't make sense to me, plus as far as budget-wise. For me, I love it. I'm not cloning it as a GTR because I want to fool people that it looks like a GTR. I'm cloning it as a Fast and Furious car because when I saw the movie for the first time, and back then and still to today, I'm a muscle car guy. I know racing stripes is not, you know, the first thing a JDM guy would do, and I've never seen a racing stripes on a JDM. And I know back then Craig said he hated it, but I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And the silver with the blue, I'm a sucker for blue. I love this car from the moment I saw it. So I was like,
for me, you mentioned racing stripes. For me, Quinn didn't notice the
Fade.
color change fade, but what I never noticed was the stripes ending at the top of the hood. I thought they went all the way over the car, and they don't.
They don't.
Which is interesting. That's the one thing that fooled me.
They don't.
For sure.
They don't.
Well, I mean, the outside is stunning, and I noticed you also have the underglow, which is perfect because that scene.
And the underglow is actually a legit street glow.
Oh, really?
Neon lights from back in the day.
Glass tubes.
Yeah, they actually. So this is one of the main guys, Jack at Street Glow, actually signed these tubes. You can go under the car and see his signature. It's a tube in a tube to protect it, and it's insane. I'm so happy.
That's cool.
To have like the exact same company that did the neon lights on the cars back in the day.
I gotta do it. We gotta look inside. Being a GTR R34 owner myself, I know where all the wear spots are on these interiors and just kind of the hard things to get. Fortunately for us, a lot of the R34 interior stuff still available, new from the dealership, which is great.
Right.
Like,
you just need to sell a kidney or two to
yeah,
get them.
it's just expensive. But one thing I noticed is you upgraded to the Nismo floor mats, which I love the fact they still have the round logo,
Right.
even though they're modern. I don't know why they haven't changed that, but that's cool because the mid-logo stuff's more desirable in my opinion. The seats. This is exactly how the movie car was.
So those seats, I think they share the same seats for the R34, the first movie Eclipse, the first movie Jetta. Like they had those Sparco Torino 2 and Sparco Milano.
Yeah. They bought a whole container of them probably.
I mean, Sparco was a big sponsor back then of the movie, and they got everything. Those
This is
old
so hard to
logos
find,
are
huh?
so hard to find.
So I have these in my car in 1999. And I loved this because it was an actual seatbelt buckle. Now this looks like you found these brand new.
So check this out.
Not faded. Usually they fade.
So check this out.
Okay.
I bought a set of harnesses off of a Doom buggy or whatever that had this logo.
Okay.
I got this with the seats to my buddy Alex at MST Upholstery. I bought a brand new set from Sparco.
Okay.
And he switched
He sewed the patches
he switched
on?
the patches on.
Smart
So
idea.
I have like a brand new set.
Yeah.
Up
I mean,
to
how
date,
else can you
everything,
pull it
yeah.
out? You got to be creative.
Yeah.
I can tell now.
switch
This
the
one looks a
patches.
little bit more faded than this one.
Yeah.
This maybe was on this side at some
Maybe.
point. But I remember this harness 'cause I had this exact harness in my 99 EM1 Civic.
These are so hard to come by these
But I
days.
liked it because it's more like a stock seatbelt, the way it functions.
Yeah, yeah. And then Shamrock Interior shared with us fabric patches.
Oh, yeah.
So we can do the interior in the exact
Oh,
same
wait, so
colors.
Shamrock still had the color swatches.
We went to visit them in Miami, and they still had a huge photo album and everything.
It's crazy to me that that is like the colorway for the car.
Yeah.
Like it feels like it's wrong because it just looks like it. I don't know. You know, it's just like one of those things that looks so different in person than it does.
Yeah, you just gotta remember,
which is
like,
crazy.
And
During
again,
the
with all those
movie, they
filters
they
that
wanted
they're
everything to be
shooting.
bright, right?
Exactly. So we did the front and back seats to match the quarter, the back panels, the door cards, and then we painted all the silver
Yeah, this is all
stuff.
silver. Because these are them in black on the actual
It's so
seat,
easy
right?
to break them. That steering wheel is so
That's
hard
why
to
when you
find.
saw me pulling this, I was very delicate because I know that that's been
because we
bad.
already broke these.
Yeah, you have to be cautious with these because they're old and they break just like the human body.
Exactly.
It's old and it breaks. But man, this is cool. So you have, this is the right wheel with the nitrous buttons and everything, the purge button. Oh, horn buttons work. That's good.
So I connected them to the horn, and this is gonna be my purge. So one of them gonna purge to the intercooler sprayer, and one of them is gonna purge to the bumper.
So being a GTT, this car wouldn't have had the MFD, the multifunction display. I see you've added that for, I assume for just credibility's sake of the car being a replica.
Correct.
But those MFDs I know cost $7,000 to $10,000. How did you accomplish this without spending GTR money?
So basically, the GTT comes with like the 3-gauge pod.
Yep.
You take the AC vents out, and you have those screws. It all comes out with like 2 screws. We got an OEM MFD cover.
That's still available from Nissan.
That's still available from Nissan,
which is good.
like $500 or something like that.
Stupid,
and then what we did is we took a friend's MFD. We made a mold out of it. Martin made a mold out of it. So the face of it looks like the MFD. The screen is actually a 5-inch Raspberry computer screen. So it gives you the CarPlay and all the cool stuff. I can play music on it. I can play movies on it. I can hook up a keyboard to
So
it.
none of those buttons work.
No.
It's all for look.
It's for
but the Raspberry screen, is it touch screen or is
Correct. A touch screen, and like you can hook up a Bluetooth
that's
mouse
one
and keyboard.
That's one of the cool things, like I see, because the MFD is now becoming 25 years old, they're starting to break.
Right.
And the market value being $7,000 to $10,000 to buy one that actually functions. Mine recently went bad, and I'm looking for a solution. There
You
are
can buy another R34 for that much.
there are some other options. Like you can use a Haltech ECU and upgrade to their IC7 and put it there. Some people have done that.
Most people would do.
There's also another company in Japan that's making something that is like an MFD, but it's more of a modern version.
And, you
and
can
it
always,
fits the same housing.
There's a company in Australia that did like a plug and play for a 7-inch for the Haltech face, the IC7, that you can just insert another 7-inch screen. It would look like an MFD as well. I didn't care about making it look like an MFD because it's not.
Right.
And I'm not here to show something.
You just want it to look like it did in the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
It's neat to hear people's stories of how they've accomplished
when
this.
it's on, I really want my CarPlay. That's all I
Yeah,
want.
I'm the same way. I'm the same way. All right, Shahar, I gotta say it. It's cliche, but pop the hood.
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 All right, well, we know this is a GTT, so we're not going to see an RB26 under here, but wow, we do see a pretty clean little RB25. Some
good carbon.
Basically, it's a stock RB25 Neo single turbo, nothing major. We just did the intake and some carbon bits and pieces. With most of my cars, I'm really not after horsepower anymore. I'm after reliability because,
to run and drive
again, I drive those cars anywhere. I probably have more seat time in the 33 and the 34 than anybody I know.
I know, I've seen you driving the 33 a lot, actually.
The 33, I physically drove it. Me and my buddy John, we picked it up in North Carolina. We physically drove it for 2 days through Jacksonville, Tampa, and all the way down to Miami. This car, I physically drove it from Vancouver, 22 hours straight,
Oh my gosh.
all the way here. Handled like a champ. Snow, rain, pitch black, hot, whatever you name it, it's been through it. So
keeping it stock or stock-ish is really important because you want to be able to get in this and take it to a meet or to a car show or an event. I'm sure you do a lot of events with these cars because everybody wants to see them.
yeah.
He's at every event we're at.
Yeah, or more.
Yeah.
More,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
Most of these cars, they're JDM Legends. They're not slow cars. They're not fast to today's standards, right? But, 300 horsepower, 250, whatever, for those cars, it feels and handles great for what it is. This one, we did HKS coilovers on it. It handles amazing. It's a great car, I don't feel like I'm missing more power.
Right.
Maybe it's something I'm going to get into in the future, but when I want to go fast, I take my Viper.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, thank you for showing us under the hood as well. I did notice some things on the dash.
Okay.
And we should talk about that because it's pretty cool.
I have a follower. He made this custom Brian O'Connor badge.
I don't know anybody else that has this.
I don't think so. I've seen people make the wallet, like the Brian O'Connor wallet from the.
Oh my gosh.
The first
it even
movie.
has the cards,
Yeah,
the
it
actual
has the
cards.
cards and stuff. Cody saw it and he was like, "Oh, that's cool." Funny enough, today he lives in Arizona, so it's like
Brian Earl Spillner.
Brian Earl Spillner. Sounds like a serial killer name. Is that what you are?
Are you a serial killer? Don't come around
It
here
looks
anymore.
actually looks quite like the exact thing,
It's the
right?
exact thing. Like,
And this would have been his badge. 2000 LAPD Officer of the Year.
movie
So
prop only.
cool, man. So that's an actual movie prop.
Yeah, so it's no. I mean, my buddy Mark, he made
Oh,
it, but
okay.
he just so people don't take
Oh,
it
yeah.
out and make it like fake it as a badge. He wrote a movie prop only.
Oh my god.
But it's those little cool stuff that, you know, when I started doing these cars, it was like me against the world. And today I have a little bit more following and I'm blessed for it and I'm grateful for it. And sometimes followers would reach out with cool stuff like that. And I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it right now.
Yes,
You
I
know,
need to have
the
that.
shoes, it's like, yeah, of course. It's like,
So you took it from a hobby to this has actually turned into sort of a lifestyle for you because like Quinn was saying, you're everywhere we go, you're there with some of these cars, and it's usually not just one of these cars. It's there. You usually have your
Dude,
friends
yeah.
driving like
Last time
six
we were,
of them.
Last time we were at Fuel Fest, he took up like 2 full rows. It was awesome. I love it.
Fest, we had 25 cars. Obviously, not all of them are mine. We have like today we have like a great big team, and they have their own cars, and we came together and we just did the whole thing. At the house, I probably have a few more.
Wow. I mean, your passion has turned into something really cool, and you get to enjoy this every day, which to me is, I mean, this is why you do this, right? Like,
To me,
The
I moved here
gratification.
5 years ago from Israel, and with Israel you can modify, but to a degree, like they're really strict over there. So when I got here and following the movies and all that, I really wanted to do something. I really wanted to own these cars. Back when I lived in Israel, they didn't have Vipers, they didn't have Supras, they didn't have RX-7s. No way
so
for
you really
Skylines.
moved here from Israel to chase your dreams.
My dream car was the Viper.
Yeah.
We actually bought the Viper the day we landed.
And that explains your
The
Instagram handle.
The day we landed, we bought the Viper. We didn't even have a place to stay. My buddy gave us an RV.
Oh my god.
My buddy Rod gave us like an 80s RV. He hooked it up to power and sewer in his backyard, and we lived there for like maybe 6 months.
But you had a Viper.
I had two. I had one for me and one for my wife. The first one we bought the day we landed. I didn't even have an Instagram, and I was walking around the neighborhood. I was like the new kid on the block, and I was walking the dog, and people were like, "Who are you?" I'm like, "Oh, you're the guy with the Vipers." Yeah, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm the Vipers guy." And then I was like, "Okay, we
The rest
opened an
is history.
Instagram. That was the name." I'm like, "Sure." And if you scroll down back enough to my first photo on my Instagram, it would be me next to the two Vipers doing that with the RV in the background. So
Yeah,
you could-
but man,
you could see
talk
a
about living the dream.
$2,000 RV with two Vipers next to it. But yeah,
that's-
when I got here, I was like, I'm here now. It's the US. Everything is open. Everything is on the table. I have an opportunity to fulfill my dreams and get all those JDM legends. And
Man, that's such a neat story, and you've told me that before. But I think I must have met you pretty shortly after you moved here,
you do.
because it was probably 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah,
and I
I
remember
moved
you
here-
telling me the first thing you did was buy a Viper, and I had forgotten that until you just refreshed
Yeah.
my memory.
Yeah.
I didn't know you bought two.
The day we landed, I bought, it was like a 17-hour flight. Me, my wife, our little dog, 7 suitcases, 3 hours in immigration doing the social security and stuff.
Yeah.
And then my buddy takes us to his place, and I'm like, "Hey, Rod, can you take me 2 hours away? I don't even remember where it was, Blaine or Beaumont. I don't remember where it was, to pick up a car." And my wife was like, "Today, you're gonna get it today." I'm like, "Babe, we need a car to
Yeah.
get by.
Yeah, we need a Viper.
We need a Viper.
We need a Viper,
to
yeah.
go get
The most
groceries
practical
and stuff. The most practical
grocery getter you can buy. Wait, Shahar, we have a Viper, and we know you're lying.
Dude, I bought the Viper, and you gotta understand, Vipers, they come from factory with the first gens. No roof, no door handles,
Yeah.
no windows,
Yeah.
no rear window, nothing.
Yeah.
And that car, like,
Was that what you bought?
You can buy an optional roof, an optional soft
handles?
top, hard top, windows. Yeah, seriously, it comes with nothing. It was like mid-May. It was freezing. My wife was like, you drive this. I'm going back home with Rod. I'm like, and
my
I was
gosh.
like, extreme cold and just a smile on my face the
didn't care,
whole
huh?
way
Yeah.
back. I didn't. It was the first time I
You
saw
were
a
numb.
Viper, a first-gen Viper, which was my dream car for as long as I can remember. That
your first time seeing it in person?
That was the poster above my bed. So it's funny enough, I used to visit the U.S. for like a decade. I would come to SEMA, I would come to Detroit Autorama,
Oh, yeah, okay.
but I've never seen a first-generation Viper.
Right.
That was the first time I've seen it, the first time I drove
you
it.
just bought it.
And the guy was like, "Do you want to test drive it?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." And I'm like, it's like I'm like
Man.
keeping it poker face to negotiate pricing and stuff, but I'm like dead inside. I'm
Yeah,
like,
you already knew you were buying
I'm
it.
like,
huh?
no, it's not,
I'm
it
not
wasn't even
leaving-
it wasn't even a question.
I'm not leaving here without this car.
Doesn't matter which Viper it was. And sure enough, 94, third owner, 7,000 miles when I bought it. Insanely nice car,
That's crazy. You still have it?
of course.
Well, dude, thank you so much for showing us around this awesome replica R34. I think Quinn and I are both ear-to-ear smiles at this
I love
point.
it. It's so good.
And also,
Thanks for having me.
beyond that, dude, like, first of all, you drove down here almost 5 hours, so that's commendable. Thank you. But sharing these with us and sharing your beautiful story about moving here and your Viper, that moved me a lot, so thank you for that. But I know you got one other little trinket that you wanted to show us,
Yeah.
so let's do that now, and let's show the audience
check
what
it
you
out.
brought down for us here.
What we got here, Mick?
I love this stuff. This is just nostalgic right here.
I'm
And-
a nerd when it comes to these
Same.
kind of little stuff.
Same. I could stare at this forever and try to understand it. So this is a document from someone on the staff, and if you notice, it says The Fast and the Furious 2, which we know was not the movie name, and this is from October 17th, 2002. They changed the name of the movie, so this was pre-movie, and it says it's for Lee. It's a note from Lisa to Lee saying, "Hey, we're going to shoot at 7 p.m. today. Call me if you want to come down to the set. Let me know so I can get your daughter so she can see the action," and leaves her cell phone number. And this is, you know,
That's Lee
obviously
from Shamrock.
Lee from
And
Shamrock.
that's the same
yeah.
guys that did the interiors 20 years ago.
Yeah.
They're still in business. Their business is like 50 years old. They haven't changed anything. And
cool.
amazing guys.
So
It's
they
crazy.
held on to all this stuff and allowed you to take photocopies of it, basically.
Yeah. But they realized like how much we love the movie, and
Yeah.
we actually got to them. Like there's something for us, you
Yeah.
know. So Lee just stopped everything he was doing and just started sharing stories
this
with us.
out.
And that's these kind of little stuff is everything to me,
Yeah,
you know. When
for
I
sure.
when I do those.
I mean, you've got many more things, but this is also a call sheet map. So this is for the first race, the Firehouse intersection, race 1, start finish line, North Miami Avenue and Northeast Northwest 14th Street. So if you guys are in Miami, that's where the race was filmed. And it tells you where the crew is going to park, how long it takes to get there, how far away it is, and then actual directions. Man, this is so cool. And it's neat to see that they're still using the original Fast and Furious letterhead from the first movie for the
Right.
second movie.
You want to go to Miami?
I mean, I always want to go
We
to
can
Miami,
drive
but
this.
That would be
It
cool.
will make it.
That would be really
No
cool.
problem.
Here's some more letters as well. Talking about different color Recaro logo, as long as it's a Recaro seat. Which is interesting because a lot of the cars had Sparcos, right?
The Evos.
So had Recaro.
They had like an OEM Recaro.
Okay. Oh, I see.
And then they reupholstery because the Evos, they had like the Evos were still not in the US.
Yeah.
So they had Evo 7s being transformed to Evo 8s. That's why you see those funky tail lights, because they had to reshape the whole thing.
Yeah.
And they had to reupholstery the seats.
Okay.
So
So this was with reference to the Recaro trademarking on the OEM seats, and they were reupholstering the seats, so they needed to reapply that for trademark purposes. And you have documentation of it. Crazy, man. Bro, I can't thank you enough. One, for bringing your car down and driving 5 hours each way, which is amazing. But to bring this to me is
Friday traffic from Santa Clarita.
yeah, you're crazy.
To
you're,
San Diego.
you're a madman. But that's why you're so successful in what you do, because you do it for the
makes
passion.
you-
And this
gets you
is
done.
this to me is as important or more important than the cars.
Yeah.
To me.
To me as well.
Okay, that's really cool, man.
To me as well. And it's crazy to me that I was able to get like stuff from back in the day on my cars, like the FD. I have like screen used parts from a movie car
I
on
was
my
gonna
car.
ask you if you've
know?
ever gotten your hands on actual screen used parts
Yeah, so
or
I have-
chassis even.
I have a friend, his name is Mark, he's in Michigan, and he acquired a few of those cars, and when he upgraded a bunch of those stuff, he just sent it to me, and he's like, you can restore those control arms, you know, powder coat them, new bushings, new stuff, just put it on your car.
Yeah.
And I have it on the FD. He sent me an underglow kit, a broken underglow kit, so for him, it's something that's like, he has the complete car, and that's just a little broken piece for him that he doesn't care about. But for me, I'm like restoring the neon tubing kit and just putting it on my car, and it's like...
One thing out of the first movie that's always intrigued me was always the nitrous setup in the FD, where he lifts up the back of the seat forward, and it's got the little golf ball shaped knob to activate the NOS, and then he has the little push button on the hazard light that pops out. Has any of that stuff ever popped up? Like, or is that just a one-off thing in one car?
It was a one-off. I think the car that actually had it is in a museum in Vegas, and obviously that seat is not there anymore. Like somebody actually took it, and he has it. I guess he sold the car without it. Yeah. I actually had a guy 3D making the actual knobs. For that nitrous thing. Everything else is a Sneaky Pete system and odometer gauges and stuff, so it's easy to do, and I have spare FD seats at the house. It's on the plans. It's I guess when I started, I had like 1 or 2 cars. Today it became a little bit more overwhelming for just one guy.
It's one thing to build these cars, but then you also have to maintain them so you can get them to events and not have them break down.
All my cars are driving, and that's going back to a stock engine and a stock drivetrain, like stock-ish.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. So all the cars are running. I don't have one car that's not running, and I actually drive each and every one of them almost every other week.
I want to thank you, Shahar, for coming down here. Always a pleasure to see your car. I love this thing, and you guys should let us know down in the comments if you want to see more of his cars, more of his builds. I know you have a ton of other Fast and Furious cars that you could bring down as well. I also want you guys to let me know if we should take on the challenge of building our own 2 Fast and Furious R34.
That would be sick.
Yeah, I have a feeling we won't be leaving the engine stock.
I know. Seeing your cars with your take on what's today's version of it, I can't wait to see what you're going to do with the 34.
It's been fun. I think all of us have taken a lot of pride in building these to our level. It's not the movie replication that what you're doing, which is very admirable. We've taken it and said, you know what, if the car was built today, this is probably what it would look like. And so that's
today's tribute with how somebody would build it today. If the movie was shot today.
Using today's technologies and just the things that we have access to today, which is pretty cool. It's come a long way in 20 years. So
I'll take any one of these.
Yeah, they're all great. I mean, but this, you know, if we take on a 34 this year, I think we might have to get crazy and actually do something really outlandish and fun, and actually use the crap out of it.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna have to stay tuned because we've got some plans. They're gonna kick off pretty soon.
Thank you guys as always so much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like down below, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.